Hey everybody, it's Jay Kitchen from jaysbeard.com. I hope you're doing really well today, and I'm glad you took some time to come hang out with us. This is a little bit of a longer form video than we usually do, and you'll notice a couple of changes in my shirt because we are filming it over a couple of days because we're reviewing a number of different tobacco fragrances. This is some of my favorite tobaccos and some other ones that we've thrown in just for the heck of it. So make yourself comfortable. Hang out, and we're going to talk about some of my favorite tobacco scents and tobacco scents that I've tried and for whatever reason I'm not really feeling. So the tobacco scent that I've been wearing pretty regularly, I mean probably 2 out of every 5 days I put this on. This is Tobac Nomad or Nomade from the house of Houbigant. Very esteemed old French house. They've been around since the mid 1700s, and they have a lot of different fragrances. We picked this up in it was part of a sample set, and then we bought they sell these 8 ml decants. And you go to the Houbigant website, you can get a number of different, you can get this discovery set, assuming it's still available, or you can get these they're not decants, they are samples. I believe this is like 8 ml. You know, it gives you enough to really give it a proper wear. The scent Tobac Nomad, the best way I can kind of describe it is if you have ever opened a box of Cuban cigars that smell really rich, really classy, really nice. Now, the thing with actual physical cigars is they can smell pretty funky. They can smell like a barnyard. This does not smell like a barnyard. However, it smells like a very smooth tobacco, maybe like a Davidoff kind of smooth, consistent tobacco smell when you open a box of a Davidoff, you know, high-end stick. They don't tend to be quite as earthy and as funky as their Cuban cousins. It's creamy. It's got some vanilla in it. Some people say they don't smell the vanilla. I do, but it's also a really creamy sort of tobacco leaf note to it, and I really love it. I wear it a lot. I've got no issue if I super spray myself with it because it smells so damn good. Houbigant's Tobac Nomad. Another scent that I tried earlier in my perfume journey tobacco scent was something from Theodoris Kalotinis. This is his Tobacco Maniac. I got a 5 ml decant from Scent Split, oh boy, probably a year ago. And this is a very sort of a photorealistic rendering of tobacco. It's sweet, a bit boozy. It's strong. It's got a strong scent. It's not necessarily off-putting, but it's definitely a strong tobacco-esque kind of scent. And it does have that alcohol, that boozy, bourbony kind of funk to it as well. More like a rum, but it's got that dirty tobacco smell to it. It's very rich, very nice, and they're very inexpensive. I want to say for 100 mLs, it's less than $100 that he charges. I could be wrong, but my recollection, Kalotinis' scents are very reasonably priced. And it's a very realistic tobacco scent. If you like tobacco, you're going to like this. I mean, I think the Tobac Nomad is far more refined than this. This is good, but it's much more in your face and in your nose. It's not subtle at all. The third scent that I tried way back a couple years ago when I first started reviewing perfumes, I was really in love, and I still am, with the House of Santa Maria Novella. They have a lot of very classic scents. Some of them really aren't that strong. The history of Santa Maria Novella is very fascinating. It's been around for close to 800 years, if I'm not mistaken. Run by monks originally, and may still be as far as I know. They produce all kinds of incense, candles, scents, all kinds of stuff. Very interesting. And A lot of them are very old school fragrances. This Tobacco Toscano is purportedly the favorite of a number of movie stars. I do not know. I've got this sample in their Discovery set from the brand. It's a much more ethereal tobacco scent. It's not as funky as, let's say, the Tobac Nomad or the Tobacco Maniac from Kalotinis, but it's a much more, like I was saying, ethereal, subtle kind of tobacco scent. Now, I believe that there are a couple movie stars that really like this fragrance. I don't really know if it's true or not. It's a very nice scent. I think this is more probably appropriate for a woman wearing a tobacco scent. I mean, that's just my male bias. It's not real strong. It's not really punch you out in the face with tobacco. Much more subtle, much more of an intimate tobacco kind of experience, as it were. And I don't mean that in like a sleazy kind of way, but I think you really have to be close to the person to smell this, unless they're spraying it on their hair and their clothing. But just on your skin, it smells more like smoke than tobacco, honestly, to me. Okay, so we are continuing our tobacco journey. I pulled up a, it's not a decant, it's a sample of Vanilla Havane from Indemodables. This is how much juice I have left in the sample that I've been using for some time in various reviews. This is one of the more well-known or well-respected or renowned tobacco vanilla scents, in my estimation at any rate. It's about $250 for 50 mLs. They do actually have a 100 ml bottle. This is one of the few 100 ml bottles of scent that Les Indemodables have. They do have an extrait or an absolute of this in a roll-on, and they also had a Heart of Oud and the Vanilla Havane as well. This has got more of a boozy kind of a scent to it than, say, the Tobac Nomad, which I really like a lot, as evidenced earlier. But it's very, very sexy, and it's that booze and that sort of juiciness to the scent. It's different than something like Tobac Nomad. That's more of a real, that's a real tobacco leafy scent. This is not so much. This is sort of sitting in the tobacco lounge with a bottle, or not a bottle, but with a glass of whiskey or cognac, brandy, whatever it may be, a nice Cuban cigar, and I say Cuban, no disrespect to any other cigar producing country, but I really like Cuban cigars. I've not really smoked them for some time because of doctor's orders. It kind of reminds me of sitting down smoking a Cohiba, you know. Now this box is empty, so it has been used. These cigars have been smoked. I just don't really smoke currently. Having said all that nonsense, the Vanilla Havane is just really, really nice. I mean, I do believe I like the Tobac Nomad better, but this is a sweeter scent, and it's really just oozes class. It really does. Now, is it an older person's scent? Maybe. That may be. But it's really, really rich and really, it's a wonderful, wonderful fragrance. And if you get your nose on it, I highly recommend that you do. When I started my perfume journey, such as it was way back in New York City in the 80s, 90s, more like the 90s and the aughts, there was a perfumer, or a perfumery, I guess maybe you'd call it, perfume shop at Ace. And they were on Christopher Street, and they were there for a long time. It was a really cool shop. They had some really very nice, they had niche fragrances before people knew what a niche fragrance was. And they have since moved, and ironically enough, they're right next to my my old book editor's shop. But they have their own line of scents, and they have a tobacco scent called Cafe Tabac, which is sort of named after the Cafe Tabac in New York City. And it's a really, these scents for 100 mLs are about $250. So it's about twice as much juice for the same price as you would get for the Vanille Havane. And it's a this too is a really nice tobacco scent. It's different than the Vanille Havane. It's more tobacco-y, more tobacco plant, tobacco leaf. I'm not talking about the raw plant growing. I'm talking about the cured tobacco leaf. That's much more of what this reminds me of than the Vanilla Havane. It's very, very nice. And it's got this deep, dark kind of sort of syrupy scent to it. The scent smells like syrup. I know it's kind of a mixing of descriptors, but that's kind of what it reminds me. It reminds me of old-timey, like syrups, cough syrups, syrups to make beverages with. It's got really interesting spices going on. It's a really wonderful, wonderful scent. And I have to say, if you've not heard of Ades.com, you should definitely check out their website. You should also get your nose on some of their scents. They've got a number of them. Their Copal scent is amazing. It's just, for incense, it's really, really awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This Cafe Tabac is awesome as well. This is just, it's got this sort of fullness to it. It's really, you really enjoy breathing it in. It's spicy. It's not as sweet as the Vanille Havane. And it doesn't have as much of the vanilla-esque kind of notes as the Tobac Nomad. It's a little bit coriander-ish. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's kind of what it smells like to me. A little tease at the end. It's very, very sexy, very, very nice. Definitely get your nose on it. If you're into tobacco scents, you owe it to yourself to get a decant of this from the brand. Alrighty, we are back. As you can see, I had a little bit of a change. I had to kind of refresh my olfactory senses. Having all those colognes or scents floating around kind of confuses the nostrils, you know what I mean? So we are picking up where we left off. So as we were talking about tobacco scents in this video, and I couldn't do a video without talking about Tom Ford and his Tobacco Vanille. This scent, as probably most, if not all of you know, is a huge, huge internet kind of smash, success, whatever you want to call it. Even before there was a TikTok kind of thing, it was very popular. This is, I got a decant from Lucky Scent, and this is a 5 ml decant. I've reviewed this in the past. And when I reviewed it in the past, I really, I was not freaking impressed with it at all. I did not really get much off of it. I sprayed it yesterday a couple of times. So when I got up, took a shower, cleaned up, so on and so forth, put on my moisturizer, I gave myself a healthy 6 to 10 sprays of Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. It took me a minute to really kind of appreciate what was coming off my skin. And it is a very, very nice, but very, very mild vanilla tobacco scent. It's very pleasing. I like it. It's just, it's a really nice, it's an inoffensive, tobacco-y, but more vanilla heavy scent. It's very, very nice. It's not cheap from what I understand. It's not something I would run out and buy. I mean, I know it's a recognized quantity in the fragrance market, right? It's a lot of people's benchmark or base mark for what they like or what they don't like. It's a point of reference for a lot of people. It's a very nice fragrance. It's very sophisticated. I don't think wearing this in an office setting is going to be a bad thing unless it's a really closed room, because the tobacco / vanilla scent is there, and it does kind of give you a scent bubble, but it's not really, it's not at the forefront like a lot of scents, like the Tobac Nomad. So that's a really rich tobacco scent. There's some vanilla in it, but it's, to me, to my nose, it's more tobacco-y. And it's got more of a tobacco presence than this. This is kind of lurks in the background after the first hour. The Tobacco Vanille from Tom Ford. It's a very nice fragrance. I'm not going to say don't get it, but you should definitely try it and compare it with other scents. Moving along from Tom Ford, we go into something that's a little bit, or maybe a lot bit different. We're talking about Rania J's J Habanero. Now, people are saying, well, what's that got to do with tobacco? I don't understand it. Well, it's, Habanero is, you know, I'm from Havana, right? That's kind of what the literal translation is. We got some decants or samples from the discovery set for Rania J. This is a very, very interesting scent. You know, you put it on, the first half hour or so is going to be really, really oudy funk. And then it changes, and it's a very interesting tobacco scent, and it's more barnyardy, more earthy, more reminiscent of really like Cuban tobacco farms as much as a Cuban cigar. I'm going to let this chill out a little bit on my arm, and we're going to come back to it. But this is a very, very, it's a different kind of scent. Rania J's got some scents that are really amazing. And when we get into the ouds, we're going to talk about her oud scents, her Assam oud. It's pretty insanely, crazily strong, wild. The J Habanero has got a really kind of, like I was saying, it's got a real barnyard opening, but it dries down into a very interesting, it's real strong, it's real particular. You've got to do a tester of this before you buy it and apply it, because it's real funky. And a lot of people are not going to like this at all, but a lot of people really love it. It's real interesting. It's different than most tobacco scents that you're going to find, and that's kind of what I like about Rania J. She really kind of puts interesting twists on things. They're sort of similar to something else, but not really. There are their own original compositions. Check this out, J Habanero, and she's got a number of other awesome ones as well. I would be remiss if this video did not include Guerlain's Tobacco Honey. Now, I got a 5 ml decant of this because it's not cheap. Actually, this is an 8 ml decant. And this is a scent that is really, really honey forward. I mean, it's a wonderful scent, but to me, the tobacco is kind of hidden in the background. The honey is really what's up front, and it's a very, I mean, I really love this scent. It's a really, really nice scent. Highly particular. You know, you really have to know where and when you're going to use this. And it's not cheap. It's pretty expensive. I believe the 100 mLs is within the $400 to $500 range. You can get it discounted for in the $300 range, but it is not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. But it is amazing. I've tried a number of different honey scents, and this combines the tobacco, and it's a really sort of an all-enveloping kind of scent. I don't see you wearing this in a car. I don't see you wearing this in an office. This is something going to a nice party, you know, with lots of people mingling and hanging out and shooting the shit, because it's very pleasant, very sweet, but not cloyingly sweet. It definitely captures that honey scent, but also sort of like mixed with tobacco. It's really, really nice. The next scent that we're going to be trying in this tobacco video is Serge Lutens Acrin de Fumee, or Fumee. This is a sample that I got. It's an interesting tobacco scent. It's, you know, it's as much smoke as it is tobacco. And it's really, it reminds me of J Habanero, actually, in a way. It's a bit funky. but it's got a really nice kind of dry down, and it's worthy of consideration if you're thinking about getting or adding a tobacco scent to your collection. Now, personally, so to kind of wrap this package up, not with a bow, but with some commentary. So I really, as I was saying before, the 3 scents out of these 9 or 10 scents that I really like the most are the Café Tabac from Hades, the Tobac Nomad from Houbigant, and the Vanilla Havane from Les Indemodables. Now, these 3, they're not interchangeable. Out of the 3, I like the Tobac Nomad the best because it's got a warmer, little bit more comforting feeling to me. It smells more tobacco-y than vanilla to my nose. And in terms of tobacco scents, between the Vanilla Havane and the Café Tabac wins by a nose, literally and figuratively. It's just really nice. And on top of which I really like to support small perfumers. I know these guys. I like their work. It's really, really nice. And that's no shade on Les Indemodables. They are fucking amazing. And we're going to be reviewing their Vanilla Havane Extrait Absolute roll-on very soon. So stay tuned for that. The Tobac Nomad, to me, smells far more tobacco-y. It's richer. It's got a lot more longevity on me. Now, the Vanilla Havane from Les Indemodables has about the same amount of longevity. I just like the scent a smidge more. It's a bit warmer and more comforting to me than Tobac Nomad as opposed to the Vanilla Havane. The Tom Ford is really nice, but it's not strong enough or statement worthy enough for me. It's a great daily scent though, but it's very expensive. The Tobac Nomad's about $250 for 100 mLs. The Vanilla Havane from Les Indemodables is around $250 for 50 mLs. Now, I haven't included the honey tobacco in these, the so-called finalists, okay? Because the honey overwhelms the tobacco. And I don't really necessarily consider the honey tobacco a tobacco fragrance, but I do love it. It is one of my favorite fragrances that I've tried doing this in the last couple of years. It's really, really nice. So, I mean, don't sleep on that. It's expensive, but it's really pretty amazing. If you like honey with a little bit of a tobacco nose to it, check it out. You're probably saying, where's the homage opus tobacco, royal tobacco, and various and sundry others? We'll get to those. Don't worry, we will get to those. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was a bit more of a long form for us. So we're kind of, checking things out, trying new formats, new ways of presenting what we really enjoy and like and love to you guys. So if you've got comments about how we can do a better job, please let us know. If you've got suggestions for videos, again, let us know down below. In the meantime, stay lifted, stay well groomed, stay smelling awesome, whether it's with one of these tobacco scents or something else or nothing at all. Be kind to our 2- and 4-legged friends. Don't forget we love you, and we will catch you on the next video. Cheers, everybody.